Beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful,
Hey.
beautiful, beautiful,
Hey.
beautiful,
Hey.
beautiful, beautiful. Hey guys, I'm Tandrina.
And I'm Talia,
Welcome back to another episode of Teatails.
where we bring you today's Teatails for tomorrow's use.
We are so excited for today. I don't know why, particularly today, but we're excited to
We're
be
always
here.
excited.
We're just excited. It's Thursday. It's been a short week. We hope you enjoyed your 4th of July holiday weekend.
Yes.
It was very relaxing for the both of us. And we're going to jump right into today's story so that we can keep this video
Short.
nice and concise.
So the first story we have is concerning North Korea. If you guys haven't heard, they have officially tested their intercontinental missile. It's called the ICBM. It's the Intercontinental Ballistic Missile.
Which
And
can shoot to as far as Alaska. From
you
North
realize
Korea.
that Alaska is close.
Mind-blowing.
It's not that far.
Mind
It's also a state in the United States of America. So they're
In case
again
you don't
pushing
know.
buttons as always. Who knows if they're doing this on purpose or not? Kind of does feel like it is on purpose. Let's see where North Korea goes with this. Hopefully not very far, although they can go as far as Alaska.
As a retaliation to those missiles that were launched by North Korea, South Korea and the United States did get together and kind of throw something back in their direction, and they fired missiles into waters right off of South Korea's eastern coast, just to show North Korea that, you know, you're not scaring us, and it's time that you stop playing these games.
Relax.
I know Trump has been trying to really push China to also put their foot down, I should say, against North Korea. So hopefully all of this kind of blows over soon, because it's getting a little too close to home.
Yeah, I don't know why they're acting up so much.
Me neither. So our next story is regarding a little infant named Charlie Gard. The British child is not even a year old yet and was born with a severely rare genetic disease. This is not a funny instance, but he is unable to move, see, hear, or breathe on his own. His parents have basically had him in the hospital for the past year or so in order to try and make his case look a little better, but the doctors are saying that things are not looking too good for him, and that they should, you know, kind of begin to let him go because they're just prolonging his suffering. The government or the courts have gotten involved because the parents do not agree with the doctors, and they believe that the doctors are correct, that there's no reason to put the child through any more suffering. Yeah, exactly, to prolong the suffering. Pope Francis. Can I talk? Okay. Pope Francis has commented on the issue and has said that he is more than willing to have the child come over to the Vatican hospital in order to see if there's anything different that can be done there. And Trump has also spoken out and said that if the parents do feel like the emergency treatment that they've been looking into in the United States would be helpful, then the United States would be more than happy to welcome the child too. However, now the British doctors are saying that
They
the
can't
child,
move him.
exactly. So we'll see where that goes.
So the next story we have here is the last of our international stories. It's concerning the European Union's economy and the Japanese economy. They will be combining forces very shortly, if not already, to work together. But if you think about it, together they do make up a quarter of the entire world's economy.
So basically together they're going to be creating the biggest free trade deals, which we all know that Trump is very much against, which is funny because this just so happens to be happening the same time as the G20 Summit.
Yes.
Where you know, Trump is going to basically be facing some serious questions and serious decisions, because basically the rest of the world seems to be moving on quickly without us,
Right.
economically anyways.
Yeah.
Especially with these two combining to make this extreme economic force. So
Yeah. Also, quickly just speaking on the G20 Summit, Trump is also supposed to be meeting Russia there.
Yes.
There is a lot of talk about this just because no one knows if they're going to be secretly meeting and what they will be discussing, if it will be the if it will be the elections, if they're going to discuss that at all. Also, there were a lot of protests happening at the G20 Summit, and a lot of it was happening today. If you watch the news, there was a lot of footage of the protesters and the police. They were kind of clashing. There was a lot of commotioning happening outside. So as we find out more information about that, we'll keep you guys posted. But we're going to move on into our national stories. The first story we have here, again, hits close to home. It's very unfortunate. Earlier this week, an officer was killed while on duty. A female officer was killed in the Bronx while with her partner. A man came up to the police car and shot her through the window once in the head, and she was killed immediately. Her partner then exited the car, chased down the assailant, I believe, or the killer, and he was killed on site. There was a vigil held today for the officer and the doctor that was killed last week in the Bronx, Lebanon shooting. And there is a parade that will be held as well for her in her honor coming up very shortly.
Yes, her name was Familia. She was a 48-year-old female,
Mother
a
of
12-year-old veteran. So our hearts and prayers are with that family during this trying time. Moving on to some more national news. The New Jersey state was one of the few states that failed to pass their budget in order to meet the July 1st, I believe, deadline. New Jersey, however, is pretty significant because Governor Chris Christie actually faces some of the lowest approval ratings in the country. And when a budget doesn't pass, unfortunately, the state basically has to shut down. So New Jersey's state parks and state beaches were closed basically from July 1st over to July 3rd. And what was funny is that Governor Chris Christie was spotted on one of those closed beaches. So while people are getting turned away, he was just chilling. And he literally basically said, well, it just comes with the job, run for governor and you could do the same thing. I'm sure that's not going to help his ratings at all.
Anyway, that's it for our iced tea. Finished with that, we're going to move into the hot tea. Get your cups ready. We know it's summer, but hot tea never goes out of season, apparently.
Right.
So we didn't really have all that much to talk about, but what the one story we do have, it's kind of in detail, it's kind of in depth. So if you haven't heard, Blac, Chyna and Rob Kardashian
are a hot mess. That's it. That's the story.
That's really basically that's it. So I'm just going to delve into a little bit of what's going on. I'm not sure exactly why they started going at it like this, but Rob put Blac Chyna on blast. Like the fireworks you saw on the 4th of July, that's all of Blac Chyna's information.
Oh, Gordy.
Flying through the sky. You know I love analogies. Anyway, so there have been multiple posts. He posted nudes of her. He posted a video of her with some other man kissing. He posted her getting ready to go into surgery. He's airing out all her stuff. He said, all of you ladies that were idolizing her body after she had the baby, he said, don't do that. That was surgery. He said, you're doing all this with these guys right after you're doing all of this stuff with me.
There was just a lot. He was just putting on a lot.
It was just everything. Everything you could think, he did it. And it wasn't like he was blurring out any type of anything or putting emojis over her boo-boos or whatever. No, it was out. It was all out.
The Kardashian family did comment and basically say that they're kind of embarrassed and devastated at this whole situation.
Yes.
People are saying that Rob Kardashian basically got played, which he did.
Yep.
But I can't help but wonder if this is all just part of their game, their scheme, because, I kind of always assumed that Blac Chyna was using Rob Kardashian. And I think all of America and all of the entire universe also saw the same thing, because they just got together out of nowhere, then she was pregnant out of nowhere, and then I just didn't see how it couldn't possibly be her playing him. But at the same time, I feel like they're also kind of teaming up together to try and destroy the Kardashian name, what's left of it anyways, or whatever it's worth anyways, and basically just create their own type of trash empire. I think that's what's happening, because I feel like every time they become irrelevant and you forget about them, they pop up on the surface with some extremity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
one thing I will say, and this is totally opinionated and personal, I absolutely love the internet and what they have produced from this whole thing.
The memes.
Because the memes, the videos, the GIFs, I'm here for it. It was my entertainment for today at work. I'm not gonna lie. It helped me pass the time. It was hilarious. Thank you, Blac, Chyna, and Rob. We appreciate you for helping us pass the time at work, and for all those people out there. That's all we have, you guys, for today. You know, we hope you, again, are informed and entertained, and that you come back next time we drop a video.
Yeah, please be sure to leave us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and you want some more. Subscribe down below. Don't forget to email us at talent10@gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, and concerns. And follow us on Instagram at Teatails_. Bye.